Hello. Hello. Apparently something's up with my internet where having the music's running, making me drop a lot of frames, but hopefully, setting that video to very low, brain please. I am tired today. I'm tired today. Luckily, we're just going into a bit of a prep time session. So, yeah. Yes, I did unmute myself on OBS. Good. I can't be too sure.
Cats are very funny.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Hello.
They are rather peculiar creatures indeed. Hi.
Yeah.
What a thing to comment on.
I mean, I have a cat, so I am not complaining about cat talk. Oh no, dropped to die.
They are picky creatures, but we love them anyways.
Indeed. Are we ready for recap and jumping back into the game?
Yep.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah.
Alright.
Are you ready to jump back into the game,
Oh.
Tommy?
I selected the wrong...
Sorry, my cat is like right next to my microphone. Hello.
Meow.
Anyway.
Last time, the party continued... It's also been 2 weeks and I forgot a little bit. The party went around Sero-san, gathering what information they could about the city and other things happening. They investigated the elf who went to the same magic school that Ember had, and I think that basically sums it up.
Yeah. Ember also did a dream spell with the other guy
yes.
with Shardy McShardface. Chat, if you have a better name for this character, let us know. And has basically like come out of the dream spell and is relaying the information he got to the party.
Yeah.
So, and with that said, I have a question about said information because something occurred to me a couple days after the last session that I think would be safe to say a character with an intelligence score of 19 may also think of.
Mhm.
And that is so. We learned that what the reason that Ember was attacked that night was because they were going to use him to open a portal to the Feywild to bring something over, and they needed him specifically because he's a Shatterkai, and that works as like the opposite end of a magnet pulling something over. And the thing that occurred to me, and this is also just clarifying question, is do they need specifically a shadow elf or just someone with ties to the Shadowfell? Because if it's the latter, there is another party member who seems to have ties to the Shadowfell who could now be in a lot of danger for the same reasons Ember is.
Yeah. I will need
So,
an Arcana check from that.
okay. Oh god. Poke Emblem, pick a color. Because I feel like this is important.
Just any color?
Yeah, for the D20 I'm gonna roll. Just...
Purple.
Okay. You know what, just for you, I will use my giant purple die that I have. Okay.
When you say giant, how giant is giant?
It's very big, I'll send a picture later.
Fair.
Unfortunately, I got a 3, so I believe that's a 10 total.
10 total. I will say a 10 is enough that, like, your suspicion's correct. They don't need Shadow Elves specifically.
Okay. But I don't know if Edie counts.
Correct.
Makes a lot of sense, because, who knows what ED is?
I do.
Well, because...
Who knows, if they use Eni, they might get, like, I don't know, an Archfey or something.
Well, and Edie does have, like, the Shadowfell shard, which is making me think that is probably, like, Shadow Realm adjacent. So... Okay. So I
That's
think...
a fair assumption.
Yeah. God damn it, I wish I rolled higher on that. But dice have stories to tell. Dice have stories to tell. Dice don't want me to know things right now. I get it. So, I think Ember is kind of sharing what he says about it's like they need something over and they need, in order to balance it out, they need something from the realm of shadows and Oh, I'm not the only one who's... Eni?
Eh?
I might have put you in a lot of danger by asking you to talk to Loghaire, for me.
Okay.
So, what do you mean, okay?
I mean, considering how many enemies me and this guy, points over at Jared, have accumulated over the past few months, let's find more.
As when Eni says this guy, just small little wave.
And
Point, how would you even go about sacrificing a being that's inhabiting a hat?
That is true.
well, I don't know. They didn't exactly get that far with me, now did they? And Ember's just kind of just the thought that like there is a non-zero chance he put his friend in danger for his bullshit is not sitting well with him.
Don't worry about it, it's fine. We can handle ourselves.
Right. We can handle ourselves.
If needed, we can tell him some more. Figure out his whole deal.
I would refrain, personally. For now, at least. We've already had 2 rapid succession run-ins. A third would probably make a pattern.
Fair enough.
That is, if we get caught, but still, I would rather not take that risk right now.
I'm not making any of you do anything else for me for this.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Alrighty.
Yeah. They's just gonna say, Jared,
Yes?
would it be okay if I room with you tonight?
If you'd like to.
And you can make an insight check if you want.
Alright, I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Guess that means I'm with you, Mag.
Oh hey, that's a 22.
Oh yeah. So it occurs to you in this moment that Ember was talking about how he was dragged into something because he was essentially seen as someone who was disposable for and just there to be killed for someone else's greater purpose. And it occurs to you that the two of you don't have many things in common, but you do have that. So
Understandable.
Yeah, and can you draw the sigil you said he had tattooed on him for me?
yeah, and at some point he also had some horns in, and then Ember draws it. Should I make a roll for that and hope it's better?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it sleight of hand or
I would say it could be dexterity-based performance, or sleight of hand.
So just +3. So. Oh, there's the 18 I wanted earlier.
Yeah, really accurate.
21 total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, we'd previously had the thing of Magdalene setting up a dream setting, and I think she would have done a setting back to, like, postpone it until after they did this. Like, once they got the idea, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, how late in the evening is it?
I would say that it's sunsetting now.
Okay. Because Ember is going to just order, like, an entire pot of chamomile tea to his room if he can.
Yeah,
If that's allowed.
the innkeeper grumbles about it, but then, like, yeah, you'll get it.
Okay. I think Innkeeper sees how visibly shaken Ember is and is like, okay, fine.
Yeah. All right, I'll get it to you.
Okay, I will pay the Innkeeper 2 gold.
Thank
For
you
that.
kindly.
Okay, so. There you go. And he's also gonna say, also, Magdalene, once I get some rest, since I am able to use my spellbook a little bit, I might be able to make some progress on those notes you found in the cave.
Yeah, so I kind of want to focus on this a bit more, at least for the moment, just because we don't know how much time they still need to do whatever it is they're doing.
Right.
But I will definitely welcome to help with that once the immediate issue is resolved.
All right. I think with that he'll just go to his room and just start working his way through the entire pot of tea. And
All right. Does anyone else have any scenes?
yeah,
I do have one thing.
okay. I also have one thing I want to have with Jared whenever you're up for it, Zolden. So
Yeah. For that, I'm ready for any time, and it can even add into this as like
okay.
an excuse potentially. But basically, Jared is mostly finished with his first wood carving, and it's rough, but it's a good it's at least good enough to tell that it's supposed to be himself, with the only difference being his left eye does not have the scar over it quite yet, and he's just holding it and staring at it for a moment, holding the figure in his left hand and the whittling knife in the right. He just is staring at it.
Looks good.
It's good enough. Thank you, though. Sorry that...
You're fine. Believe me, I was there with when I first started drawing, so.
Hopefully I get better through practice. Not all of them will be like this.
Well, I mean, the thing with this is and takes out a sketchbook is it's nice to just. I'm just doing this for me. I'm not doing it for anyone else or to be the most brilliant artist there ever was. It's something to just help ground me in where I am, help me take a good look at things and try and translate it to paper. So.
A wonderful pursuit. I guess for me, for now, it's just something to occupy my time that isn't everything else that I've already been doing. But it has been good. Breaks up the monotony of everything else.
Can I ask you something about... You've been traveling with Eni the longest.
Yes.
She seemed to blow past my observation that she might be in danger because of all this, and is that...
Are we not in danger already? I appreciate your concern for her, and I'm sure that she does as well, but if they find out one day who you are, then you'll be in just as much danger as she is, and vice versa. Additionally, we are already rather in danger for trying to find enough allies and power to do what most would consider unthinkable. I think that whatever we find, as long as we prepare enough and our journeys strengthen us enough, then we'll be able to face whatever comes our way with relative ease. There will be things that will be difficult, yes, and there will be things that we struggle and barely see the other side of. But in the end, we will see that end. At least I believe we will.
I guess it's just... I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of all this. Of course I am.
Understandably so.
But I don't want one of my friends to become a target because I don't have the stomach to face my own past.
There are... Yes, continue.
If something bad is going to happen because of these people, I would rather it be me than anyone else.
I appreciate that. But that selflessness is bordering on self-sacrificial, depending on how far it goes in any given situation. And there are, while not exactly the same, there are many parallels between what you just said and my own situation. Putting a target on everyone else just by associating with me. And, of course, I would rather you all don't end up seriously hurt or worse through all of it, but I know that I can only do my best moment to moment to make sure that doesn't happen. And if a fight does break out, then again, I will do all I can, just as you all will do all that you can to ensure that everything ends well and goes as fine as it can. I mean, what's worse? Well, not even what's worse. Both situations are rather terrible. I don't know if it's a cult or what have you, but whatever your situation is trying to do something and bring something over, or my situation of multiple warlocks doing rather well, I believe the term in I was about to say, I believe the term when used for organizations is to I was gonna use business term of to cannibalize the other aspects of a business, but I don't know if that's a term that would exist. Well, actually, no, it can exist. It can exist.
Yeah.
And compare your situation to mine that has various warlocks in an organization dedicated and a cult dedicated to either a minor deity or some otherwise powerful entity having us cannibalize its own faith, its own cult, its own organization to grow more powerful for some unknown purpose. And one day, sometime or another, I don't know if my tenuous relationship with my former patron is halting them from finding me, because I could not sense the others as I used to. But if they can sense me as I once was able to, then I am also a target, and I will also be hunted. And subsequently put you all in danger. There's nothing you need to apologize for that I haven't already done.
The concern is not just about association, it's so they're trying to open a door and they need someone to essentially be a key for that. And they originally tried to use me, and there's no reason they can't try again. My concern is
that they might use her.
And I would rather they try again with me than try to use her. And believe me, I have no intention of going quietly. I didn't last time and I won't now.
Oh, that just means that I will have to fight twice as hard. And I don't think they know. And if they do, then I will fight. Jared Jared takes a breath. He doesn't seem to know what else to truly say at the moment, because he feels he would just loop on himself. So he just says "I" and then takes a breath, letting Ember continue if there's anything else he wishes to say.
Well, I'll play this by ear then. I'll try not to do anything reckless and self-sacrificial, as you put it.
Good. We will all survive. We will see what lies at the end of all of this dirt and muck and grime. And see what rewards await us at the end.
I don't need a reward, I just need this to be over.
Sometimes that's a reward in and of itself. To rest, to have everything else available to you. To have that peace of mind. I don't mean something tangible. I just mean anything that is now here that was not there before.
Alright. Thank you for your company. Britt,
He
really.
simply nods.
Okay, I've drunk my way through this entire pot of tea. I think I'm ready to go to sleep now. So.
Yeah,
I should
probably.
get some water.
I will. Soon.
Then I'm just gonna curl up and go to sleep.
Alright.
And as a final detail, Jared just stays staring at the figure of himself for a handful more minutes. Just seems as though he's debating whether or not to add that scar over his eye and all that implies, before finally he rather aggressively takes the whittling knife to the figure's eye and slashes It's not perfect, but it is what truly is. He sets it aside and will begin working on the next sometime soon.
Alright. Does anyone else want a scene?
Yes, please.
Yeah, how are the girls doing?
Yeah. Yeah, so, as the camera swivels over into the other room, Amy just flops on the bed. Really hasn't been just the two of us for a bit, huh? Real chatty.
Yeah, so thinking so. You know, something to prep pursue later, but you mentioned like finding a separate body for yourself, because it'd be a lot easier to do like some sort of construct than trying to create a fully organic body. So I don't know. Do you have any preferences in terms of materials?
I guess I'm not picky. She just shrugs. I guess metal. I would prefer not to be metal. That would be very noisy. I hate that. I think pretty alright. The bigger issue is figuring a way to separate essentially my spirit and this girl's body's spirit, Sona's. Because that's the real problem.
Yeah, I'll need to have a look at those notes to see how the gems work. To see if we could use them for that.
Actually, that reminds me of something. As she sits up. Your group knows quite a bit about this area, right? Or just even the dealings with the Empire and the kingdoms?
Yeah, how much would Magdalene know about the Disciples of Lucky for broader dealings in this area?
I would say that would be a history check. You definitely are much more knowledgeable about the Empire side. You know, you've had some connections, but it's the most you know about Territory side is around the temple itself. That area where, you know, you are on friendly terms with a lot of the people in that area. I would say, I think I said it before, but probably the most you know is that there have been frequent visits to Sero-san, but you're not sure what their point was, what they achieved, such.
Yeah, to tell you, it's like, I've been more focused on the Empire side, so I am not personally familiar with what the other disciples have been doing in this area.
Yeah, And he kind of scrunches her face. Okay. That means my hunch is probably wrong. But still get to double check. Would your group at least know about any possible alliances that the Empire and Kingdoms... yeah. The Empire and Kingdoms have done in the past? Or at least...
My
yeah.
11. What does my 11 get me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, don't even need to roll. Their alliance is something that, you know, a lot of disciples hope for, but highly doubt is possible without a major change.
Like, this is asking about like the historical alliance, so it's like, is that in the textbooks?
It is not in the textbooks.
Seeing Meg just kind of, I'm guessing, kind of go a little, get confused at that. Maybe alliance is a bit of a strong word, I guess. Can be a step down. Collaborative efforts? Where they had to work together one time? Like a temporary truce or something?
Where did my schooling?
Like, if I may intervene, just to like say it, yeah, it's the event Eni, you know, saw the memory of. There definitely, like, if there are records of it, it is something that is not public in the slightest.
Man, even the knowledge clerics, oof.
Yeah,
It's
you know, and I will say, like, at most, or like, you know, maybe it was covered up, but also it's like it was a single thing in the middle of a war. Maybe it just fell through the cracks.
Oh shit. That sucks. I was really hoping to get some information. Guess I'll have to try Rusty. Almost certain that he knows something. Who's that red dragon?
Red dragon?
Yeah. So, I guess let me explain a few things. I don't dream. Most of the time, it's either I get past memories from myself, or maybe from Sona every now and then, or I'm stuck in my prison. Otherwise, it is pitch black. About 2 nights ago, I had a dream, and actually, I've been having a few of this one red dragon that seems to keep popping up in my dream and talking to me. Female one. But, nope. If you're not too sure about information on this end, then you probably don't know. guess if that's the case, why don't we change subjects?
Well, I don't know. It's like just because I remember that conversation we were having about colors ages ago. Damn.
Yeah. Sorry I wasn't there to immediately answer the question. Food was ready. However, the, if Eni describes the dragon she saw, like, immediately red. Okay, maybe a volcanic dragon? Or maybe a life dragon? But with further description, straight up the recorder was the one there.
That's what I was thinking.
So we have a name for the face.
What did she tell you?
She was saying I was getting close to finding out stuff. And I thought, metaphorically. No, she literally said, I am physically close. Apologies, I thought it was you, but I guess it confirms that it's probably Rusty.
Or it could also mean the notes and the gems. Or...
That is true. I believe she did also say translate the notes. That makes a lot of sense now. I just didn't want to deal with that stuff, so I kind of blanked that out of my mind. Yeah, that wouldn't make a lot of sense, especially if those gems reacted to me. Doubt I would be super helpful, but if you want, I can provide whatever assistance I'm able to. I just want to know kind of what that holds then, if that is the case.
So for getting something working, I can't do teleportation yet, but I'm working on it, and I don't know, I might bring you guys back home for a bit, too. Seek some assistance from people I'm more familiar with, because if we do opt for something in stonework, you aren't beating dwarven craftsmanship.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit. Maybe I could find any hidden information. Anyways, I think that's enough business talk. What do you think?
Yeah.
So what do you like to do for fun? As Edie will just turn over and just lay on her stomach with her hands under her chin.
Pulls out her knitting project.
Fair enough. I'm more of a cards gal myself. Knitting's certainly interesting.
So just have something repetitive to do with my hands with all the... I
can understand that, as you'll see like two kind of spectral, shadowy hands come from Eni's hat and just kind of start shuffling cards. Just helps take my mind off things. So what do you think about this area?
its dice so far. I kind of want to ask with the status of the Lawkeepers. I've been wondering if it might be relatively safe to take the disguise off here.
Maybe. I guess we can always double check with them.
Mm.
At this point, the shadowy hands are now making a card house.
Even when you can disguise yourself, just it's nice to not have to, you know?
He shrugs. I find it kind of fun sometimes. Always pretending to be someone else. Getting to act out another persona.
I don't know. It's different when you're doing it because you want to, instead of because you have to.
Fair enough. It is two different reasons.
Okay. That's like Magdalene will offer to teach you some like a card game or two that's played in the Empire.
She would be happy to accept.
Yeah.
She loves learning new games.
Hold on, Googling German card games. Oh. Apparently there is one. Anyway. Do we want to do the Magdalene dream spell scene? Or not yet?
For it if everyone else is.
Yeah, I got my dream spell last time, so.
I had my dream sequence.
We've had so many dream sequences. Magdalene hasn't got one yet, so I say yes.
Magdalene got Ember's dream sequence.
Yeah.
Right. Magdalene, as you drift off, you find your dream. It is a place you're familiar with. It's the inside of the temple. But instead of the office you might see normally, you know, in these dreams or that you report to, you find yourself in the main hall. And before you sits, because as will be described, not behind any desk or at any other station, the massive form of a volcanic dragon. A dragon who is known himself simply as the Lawkeeper, the one for the territories. His voice rumbles. Diplomat Magdalene, you have informed us that you are now in Serosan.
That is correct.
Excellent work. If I may hear from yourself, on what business? It is not that I doubt you. I simply wish to hear the story firsthand.
Explain about kind of the Golden Tyrant movements and haven't gone to the Rested Fang yet, and we're trying to get to him first.
As you mentioned the Tyrant, has Magdalene ever met with the Lawkeeper before? Or has her interactions been limited just to seeing him during ceremonies?
Still in a bit of like a junior position, so she hasn't. So it's like she's seen him from a distance, but hasn't really had like one-on-one time.
As you mentioned the Golden Tyrant, you notice that the spots between his scales begin to glow a bit brighter, and you could swear you see flames leaking out from the corners of his mouth, but then he regains his composure. An excellent instinct. However, the Fang tires of any form of battle. To him, he is done with it. The war was long and hard, and he was one of the few survivors. However, your instincts are still good. The Tyrant may seek to ask the Fang for strategies how to overcome the Empire. It is a very dangerous prospect. Is there any other questions you might have?
Okay, well, I've fallen in with some others who are working to stop the war. There's some trade matters I was hoping to ask for assistance with, but I was not expecting you to personally tend to this, so.
Feel free to ask these personal matters. You are taking a great risk, and I respect your choice immensely. Not many would do what you have.
So I kind of give like the broad strokes of both the like the thing with Edie, and then or I think maybe just mentioning it's like, you know, the thing that's like times, you know, the Empire and the territories might have formed an alliance of convenience, and then going into more detail about the stuff with Ember, and like, there are bad people running around, and also, hey, do you recognize this sigil?
Let me roll for him on both. He has a +5 to intelligence. An alliance of convenience. I was young when the war happened. I hatched near the tail end. But I remember stories. There was a great force, very powerful. It was well spoken of that is how the Fang lost his horn. There was not mention of the Empire participating. Of course, I would have no doubt that that part of the story would be diminished. But I do remember that Iole was a powerful sorcerer, wizard, whatever the term may be, from the kingdoms. It is said that while the Fang distracted this foe, Iole was the one to eventually seal it away. Like I said, any mention of the Empire assisting might have been hidden intentionally by foolish soldiers, but I would not doubt that that was the truth of the matter. As for this cult, theirs is harder to pin down. On the surface, their choice of sacrifice might speak to a less organized summoning. Not anything in particular, just individuals. However, given the information you said, they are likely working for a powerful entity, of course, but that entity I have my suspicions, many of them, and perhaps that is the problem. It will be hard to give more solid answers without more information.
Yeah, so the tree thing he had tattooed isn't associated with any specific entity that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. I am not concerned with interplanar politics. I apologize that I could not be more helpful.
Oh, regardless, thank you very much for your time.
Of course. Hold on, I'm gonna roll an insight check for him. Just for fun. If you are concerned about needing to stay disguised in Sarasan, many of our diplomats and ambassadors have. They have had less strict dealings than... That's bad. Sorry. OBS. Sorry for me freaking out there. OBS is just like, hey, we're not connected to the internet. Anyway. Hopefully no more tech interruptions. Many of us have reported